Welcome to Feel It to Heal It, where we explore our inner world, our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions, and learn how to manage ourselves and our relationships in peaceful, purposeful, and powerful ways. You can find this show on the web at eqforpeace.org and on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and more. Now here's the host of Feel It to Heal It, Matt Perelstein.
All right. Hello. Okay. Welcome to episode 10 of season 2. Feel It to Heal It. We're trying to learn about emotional intelligence and trying to do better. We can do better. We don't have to just go down. We can come up and we can do better. This is going to be kind of the conclusion to the whole thing. We've done 10 episodes, and this is the last one in the series. This one is going to be kind of a recap of a lot of the stuff, some of the stuff that we've done before. And so I'll go through it and give you some takeaways, hopefully, that you can use to move forward on things, right? So as usual, we are going to, here's a quickie. We're going to start with a feeling check-in, right? We're just trying to get aware and accept what we're feeling, and we need to practice that. We did, like I said, in the first one, we did an assessment, a quick assessment. It's 7 questions, rating yourself 1 through 5 in different areas in the first one. And so we're doing it again in the last one so that we have pre and post, and maybe you can compare your scores. Maybe you learned a few things during this. I hope you did. We'll see, right? We'll see. I'm going to give you a quick intro to the UN of what they're doing with the whole thing, the big picture, and then some recap, takeaways, and next steps on our journey. So let's get into it. So first thing is, what are you feeling? What are you feeling right now? What are you feeling? Here's some words on the screen that might help you. There's a couple of, you can feel more than one thing at a time. Pick out one or many. All right. And then accept what you're feeling as well. Whatever it is, accept it. You don't have to change it right this minute. But first you be aware of it and accept it and just be okay with it. Then you can do something with it. Then you can change it. Awareness, acceptance, action, right? Again, it's what are you feeling, not necessarily how are you feeling. And you get good at identifying inside of yourself what the heck's going on for you, and be able to describe it to other people. So the point of this Feel It to Heal It is that feelings expressed as intensely as they are felt in the body can reduce in intensity and are free to change, which means if you're feeling yucky, let yourself feel really yucky, even more yucky for a minute, just for a minute. There's other ways of doing it. I'm not saying this is the most fun way of doing it. It's not. But it's really effective. And if you fight what you're feeling, try to avoid it, deny it, lie about it to yourself, that kind of thing, a lot of times they will linger and they will get worse and they are wanting some attention. But if you will allow yourself just for a minute to feel what you're feeling, your body goes, oh, thank you. That's what I wanted. I wanted to get your attention. Now we examine that, we allow it, and then let it go, and it can reduce in intensity, and it's free to change. So that's the point of this whole thing. Again, there are other ways to deal with your emotions. There's whole things of therapy and psychology and stuff that they never deal with their feelings at all. And it's CBT, most famous type of therapy, modality of therapy, CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. What am I thinking? What am I doing? And if I change those, then I'll be fine, right? Well, we forgot one in there. CABT, cognitive affective behavioral, which means it's not just what we're thinking, but also what we're feeling. That matters a lot, way more than we ever imagined. And so we're getting good at the right brain, the affective side of this as well. So what are you thinking? Does it make sense? Logically, your left brain. And does it feel right? And does it feel good? And our intuition and our gut feel and our what's happening inside of us, it gives us fantastic information. We can actually choose positive emotions. We can create positive emotions. We can get an attitude of gratitude. We can do what I call, one of my favorite things is called purposeful positivity. Try saying that 3 times fast. Purposeful positivity, which means you're feeling something positive on purpose. You consciously choose, like gratitude is a purposefully positive emotion. I am going to think of something that I am happy about, that I appreciate, and that makes me feel happier and appreciative and loving and gentle and calm and peaceful and powerful and all those good stuff based on these thoughts. So I think something positive on purpose, gratitude, appreciation, thankfulness, and then I mysteriously feel better. How about that? It's not rocket science, not always super easy, but it is not complicated. Very, very simple without being easy. So exaggerate enthusiasm. That is something I do fairly often. I exaggerate enthusiasm. I can increase my emotion, my happiness, my energy, and feel good on purpose, just sitting here all by myself. And it's pretty cool. It looks funny, but it's fun, and it doesn't cost anything, and nobody loses because of it. It's a win-win-win thing. Exaggerate your enthusiasm. And the other one, this is from 6 Seconds, is exercise optimism. Optimism. If you're feeling pessimistic, if you're feeling down, if you're thinking a bunch of yucky stuff, try and find some optimism. Try and find something good that is happening or is going to happen. Doesn't happen to have happened yet, but you're optimistic about it happening. And that helps. That helps a lot. So there's some very simple little tools where you can consciously find positives, find positives in your life. Aristotle said, educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. It's what we're thinking and what we're feeling. So allow yourself to know what you're feeling and allow yourself to make that part of your life, because we found that emotions are much more important than we ever imagined before. They affect every single thing we do 24/7, 365. So we got to learn about them. We got to learn about them. We can't not think and we can't not feel. So we got to get good at both of those, right? This slide is about stopping generational trauma, which means you don't have to do it the way it was done to you. You can change it. That's no small feat sometimes. That is no small feat sometimes, but it's so important that we find out, we realize what happened to us, and we don't pass it on. We don't continue the cycle. We've got, it's very, very difficult things you will ever do. But you can do it. You can do it. You can do it different than what was done to you. And some of the pictures that are in your head, they don't have to happen. You don't have to live them. Those are one choice. They're not the choice. They are only one choice of what's happening. Awareness, acceptance, action. Like I said, the 3 big steps. Awareness first. Oh, yep. I'm having this feeling. I'm having this thought. I'm having this feeling. Acceptance. Yep. Okay. I'm having this feeling. Okay. All right. It's not that big a deal. It's okay. I can do it. I don't have to go. It's not a disaster. It's not the end of the world. I don't have to go shoot anybody. I don't have to go shoot myself. It's just a feeling. It's okay. I'll get through it. This too shall pass kind of thing. Usually works. So we can have some acceptance of what's happening inside of us. Awareness first, then acceptance. Only takes this long, and then action or no action. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do with that feeling? What are you going to do with that thought? You want to do something or not? If you don't, that's okay. But that means that you are deciding. So you're in charge. Thoughts, feelings, decisions, actions. Really, the decisions are actually where we have the most control, right? Okay, I got, all right, I'm thinking this, I'm feeling that. What am I going to do with that? What am I going to do about it? What am I going to do? It's up to me. It's up to me. And this is where I can react to life, where I just decide to just let myself react and do impulsive stuff, or I can respond. React versus respond. Respond means, wait a second, hang on, is that what I want to do? Is that my best choice? It's not I never have only one choice, hardly ever. And so is that my best choice? And I'm going to respond in this way. It's conscious. It's putting more wisdom into it and putting more you into it, into what you do. And then comes your decision. I mean, your actions, and then off you go. Off you go. And then, so thoughts, feelings, decisions, actions. All right, and in there, along perfectly along those lines, is Viktor Frankl said, between stimulus and response, there's a space. That means that when stuff happens, you get to decide. There's a space between when that stuff happens that's outside of you and what you do with it, and what you do with it, and what you do with it, right? What do you do with it inside of you, and what do you do because of it? That's action, right? So that's up to you. He said, there's a space. In that space lies our growth and our freedom. It gives us choices. EQ gives us choices. We have lots and lots of choices of how to respond, not just one, even though that's how we've always seen it. Maybe that's just one choice, but we can have other choices and we can do things differently. Reality is that we get to control our own lives. Yeah, one of the biggest lessons that I ever learned, one of the happiest things I ever learned, is that I'm in charge of me. We can't. There's so many things I always felt growing up that I had very, very little control over my life, and that was not a good feeling, and I didn't handle it very well. But what I found out is that with my thoughts and my feelings, oh, guess what? I have a ton of control. I got all kind of control of what's going on inside of me. No matter what's happening outside of me, I get to control what's going on inside of me. That's called emotional intelligence. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. But first, you have to take responsibility for it. First, you got to say, no, they didn't do it to me. I'm doing it to me. And so I'm going to not do that to me, or I'm going to do it different to me because it's up to me. My three big hashtags for positive mental health. Positive mental health meaning that I can learn how to go down in a way that improves going up. Name it to tame it. Name it to tame it means identify your positive and negative thoughts, naming your positive and negative feelings, name it. And sometimes that feels better all by itself, a lot of times. And if it doesn't, next one is spin it to win it. Spin it to win it means change it. Change it. If you don't like what you're thinking, you don't like what you're feeling, you can change it. And please do. And then it's up to you. And that's up to you. That's where you have control. That's where emotional responsibility comes in. And then I suggest, and you can do it different if you don't want to, but sometimes learn to be able to feel it to heal it, which means allow yourself, allow your body to feel what it needs to feel. And then it can release the negative emotions and come create more positives, go back to your natural state of being up and positive and calm and peaceful. Abe Lincoln said, most folks are as happy as they make up their minds to be. Kind of what we're talking about. Decide. You decide. How happy do you want to be? It's up to you. Or do you want to be a grump? That's fine. It's up to you. If you want to, if not, you don't. I didn't bring this up before, but this is really important. We use these questions in our workshops that we've been doing for 36 years, 35 years, something like that. And they're intense emotional breakthrough kind of workshops where we go back into your childhood and see where it started. The questions are, who or what hurt you the most? Way back, not you now, you back then. Little you, we call little you versus big you. Big you is present. Little you, who hurt you? Who are you angry at? Who is little you angry at? Who is little you most afraid of? Hurt, anger, sadness. Those are the big ones, right? And once we identify those things and we can deal with some of that stuff, it kind of gives you a ripple effect up into the present and the future that we can be able to deal with our emotions and deal with some of the negative stuff and get it out of our body. Then the question is, what did you decide about life as a result of your pain? Stuff happened to you. You went, oh man, that means I'm not safe. That means I don't fit in. That means I'm no good. Some of the traumatic stuff that happens as a child, we make a decision about who and what we are because of those things, and we keep those. We keep them for a long time. They're called belief systems, which is BS. And they can be very, very painful, and they can underlie everything that you do and say and are, and everything you think and feel. If you believe that you're no good, but underneath everything else, that's going to mess up everything. And the good news is you can go back and heal that stuff. You can change it. You got to, but awareness, acceptance, action. You got to be aware of it first, accept that that's how it is, and then change it, do it different, find new evidence, new evidence. What is keeping you from releasing the pain? Usually, most people are avoiding their pain. They don't want to go there. That's why we say feel it to heal it. Allow yourself to go there at least once. You don't have to live there. You don't have to do it every day. You can't be, you'd be on the floor bawling all the time. That you don't have to do that, but you need to do it once and allow yourself to break through the limits that you have. As a child, we went wham, and we put limits on what was okay because we couldn't talk about stuff, and our parents said, I'll give you something to cry about and crap like that. And so we went and we will, okay, we close up our heart and we put big limits on it. Well, if you allow yourself just once to and bust out of there, it doesn't go back to to that state again. You can be permanent. It can be permanent moving of the limits, and can allow you to expand your heart and your life and your love and your all the happy stuff, can be bigger as well. So if you allow yourself to feel what you feel. um, and so the last one is, what do you want to redecide about life as a result to your pain? What didn't go well? What's not working for you? Well, you can redecide that and change it. So real quick, I just wanted to let you know that UN, I don't know about the United Nations biggest peace organization in the world, is have what they call sustainable development goals. And there's 17 goals that they made that, like enough food and enough education and clean air and water and safety and stuff like that. There are 17 of them that they said, here's what we're going for. Here's the big goals of the world. Try and help us out if you can. That's what we're all going for. So EQ and positive mental health fits into 4 of these. So one is number 3, which is good health and well-being, right? Which is me inside of me, EQ for me, for individuals and families. Number 4 is about education. So it's EQ at school. We need to teach this stuff in school. We need to get along with people at school, and we need to learn about it at school. We got to learn about emotional education and peace education at school. That's the point of our nonprofit, trying to get or emotional education and peace education into schools everywhere worldwide. And it's working. Some people are doing it. We got a long way to go. It's happening, though. It's happening. We're moving in that direction. I'm very happy to say. Speaking of exercising optimism, I am optimistic because it's working. And it's working. It's now in demand because it's very painful, because so many people are in pain and so much bad stuff is happening. That's why they're interested, but that's okay. I mean, I guess, it's whatever. we need to move in that direction, and we are, and that makes me optimistic and happy about that. Third one is number 8, which is work. So EQ at work. EQ at work is a big deal now. In success, in customer service, in leadership, in communication, in teamwork, in getting stuff done, and not getting fired. Right? We get hired for our IQ, but we keep our jobs or get promoted because of our EQ, and that's a big deal. So number 8 is EQ at work. And of course, last one is number 16, which is peace. And that's where we're heading with this whole thing. Peace, justice, and strong institutions, they call it. It's peace. We're going toward peace. So 3 plus 4 plus 8 plus 1, which is you, equals 16. That's just one thing I realized. But anyway, we're trying to change the world with emotional intelligence. So this is kind of the big picture of how that happens. So we're coming to the end. At the beginning, we did a quiz. In episode number 1, we did this same quiz, and I want to give it to you again real quick. And you write down your scores. Okay, there's 7 questions. There's 5 choices. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. 1 means no, I don't think so. That doesn't fit for me. 5 is yeah, definitely. That is definitely what I do, and I'm good at it. So rate yourself 1 through 5 in the following areas, and then add up your scores at the end. Okay. And this is real simple. It's a self-assessment. More is better, but again, it's not a competition, and it's just to tell you where you're at in these specific areas about dealing with your emotions. So first, like I said, always is first is awareness. When your body feels something, fear, anger, sadness, shame, guilt, something, how well do you notice and become aware of your feelings? Do you feel stuff and you have no idea what's going on inside of you? Or do you go like, oh, okay, all right, I'm aware of that. All right, it's going on. All right. So 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5. You can put it in the chat, or you can just keep score for yourself. So how good are you at awareness? Second, acceptance. How good are you at accepting what you're feeling? Is it okay with you when you feel mad or sad or afraid? Is that okay with you? Or can you accept your feelings versus judging and denying them? And you're just like, no, I'm not very happy right now, or no, I'm angry right now, or no, ew, that's fear. A lot of times, we fight that stuff. We fight it because we have big judgments about it. And so acceptance, how good are you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, on accepting yourself and your feelings? Cool. Okay, 3, identification. What are you feeling? When you notice that you're feeling something, how well can you identify the feeling you were having? That's name it to tame it, right? How well can you separate and name your emotions? Like, for example, a lot of people get anger and fear mixed up, and they it comes out all angry and it looks angry, but it's not. It's really fear underneath there. And if you can be real about that, you with yourself at least, you can do much more with it, much better with it, and not have to blow people away all the time because you're angry all the time. And you can be real, and people like that. People like that, actually. So be able to identify your feelings. Those charts I gave earlier might be helpful to be able to say, all right, I'm feeling this and this and this. And it's just identification and acceptance, right? Identify what's happening inside of you. Next is um, Next is expression. How well do you express your feelings and let them out of your body as opposed to stuffing them down inside or bottling them up inside? How good are you at expressing yourself, especially in ways that gets it out of you, right? And this is tricky. This is where you're going to make relationships or break them a lot of times, is you expressing yourself. So you got to get good at this, and it's never going to end. This is never going to end in your whole life. We're going to have to express yourself and your feelings and your thoughts forever. So this is very definitely something you want to get good at. So how good are you at it now? Rate yourself 1 through 5. Expression. Okay. Next one is dun, 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 release it. Once we get it, once we have this feeling, we express it and let it go, right? Some people are angry. They're really good at anger, identifying their anger, but they don't let go of it. They just keep on being angry. So that misses the point. If you're going to express it, then let it go. Then you can stop feeling that. And now that you've expressed it, get it out of you, right? You can release it. So once your body feels a negative, unpleasant feeling, how well can you let go of that feeling and let it dissipate? Or do you hang on to it and it goes over and over and over, right? How good are you at that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next is replace. Once you release stuff, once you let go of stuff, then there's a space inside, right? Sometimes they're in, you would keep it in our heart. We keep stuff in our back. We keep stuff in our neck and our shoulders, right? But we can release stuff, and then there's a space there when we let go of those things, and we can actually fill up with positives. We can replace it with positive feelings. We can let go of our anger, which is probably dark and hard and bumpy and yucky, right? And replace it with serenity and some peace and some green and some blue and some nice music and warm feelings, that kind of thing. You can actually fill up spaces in your body. It's called neuro-linguistic programming is the study of this, NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. And it's how we take in information, how we store it, how we retrieve it, how we let it go, that kind of thing. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Also mostly free. And once you learn it, it's definitely free. But get good at, when you have a feeling, this is the feel it to heal it thing. You identify it, you accept it, you then express it if you need to, and then let it go, and then replace it with good stuff. And then lastly, yoo-hoo, right? I did it, right? That was that one me thing. I did good. I can rejoice. How well can you encourage and respect your true feelings, complimenting yourself on your awareness, expression, and release? Right? How good are you at rejoicing and celebrating what your accomplishments? So add up. That's it. So add up your 7 answers and come up with a number. The highest you can get is 35. How well do you handle them? The accept awareness. Okay. All right. Aware acceptance. All right. All right. Identification. Oh, that's what that is. Expression. And release. And replace. Ooh, nice. And then rejoice. Woohoo. I did it. So how'd you do? Figured out more is better in this particular quiz. If you're really good at it, check out how you learn some of this stuff. Maybe you have somebody to thank for that. Maybe you had a cool parent or a cool teacher or something that helped you. How'd you learn? Because you probably didn't learn it in school. You probably learned it some other way in the school of hard knocks, we call it. If you're so at it, learn more soon. If you're low, then look out. You got some work to do, but it's cool. You can do it. You can do it. And there's so much now on emotional intelligence. There's so much out there that you can learn most of this stuff without you shouldn't cost you a dime. So learn it. No excuses. So how do you think? How did you do? How is your score? How do you think and feel about your score? What do you want to do different? What can you do different to better it in the future? That's up to you. So, all right, we're about done. Feelings matter, right? We're just recapping here. Feelings matter more than we ever imagined. Please make feelings a bigger part of your life, more important part of your life. Understand and accept yourself. What you feel is often who you are at the very core level. I believe that is the case for me. Give yourself permission to feel, permission to feel. You are the one who revoked your permission to feel. So you're the one who can give yourself permission to feel. And it's a beautiful thing. It can be. It can be. And it just livens up your life. It expands it. It deepens it. Yes, it's going to be painful sometimes. Yes, it is going to be painful sometimes. And yes, you can get through it. Yes, you can deal with it. And then you can be better. You can do better. You don't have to live there. But sometimes we got to go there. Take emotional responsibility. Always, always, always. They're your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, yours. So you do what you need to do with them. But know that they're yours. They're yours. Nobody made you angry. Nobody hurt your feelings. They did what they did. You did that. You hurt yourself. You did that. And that's good news. That's really good news, because if it didn't work for you, well, you can change it. If you're not good at it, get better at it. Awareness, acceptance, action, right? Very important. Or no action. No action's a big part of this. What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do about it? Those are very different. Ask yourself, what am I going to do with this? I've got a problem. What am I going to do with this? Am I going to let it get me down? Am I going to make it this huge thing where it trashes my day and my life because I have this one problem? What am I going to do with that? What am I going to think about my problem? What am I going to say to myself because of these problems, right? What am I going to say to myself? That self-talk is huge, right? But that's different. That's different than what am I going to do about it, right? That's what we usually do. All right, what are you going to do about that? Well, I'm not going to do anything about it. I'm going to deal with my insides. That's what I'm going to do about it, because that is an action. But it's what do you do with it? Check that out. Act or don't act on emotional intelligence. Know that you are always at choice, that you can choose wisely, and that you can choose love and peace whenever you're ready. All right. Attitude of gratitude, journaling, sing, dance, have some empathy and compassion, play. Vent, don't complain. Complain is venting is like that. If you're vent, you're letting yourself feel. That gives yourself permission to feel. It's a big deal. So I think that's it. I think we're done. I think it was good talking to you, whoever you are. It was fun going through these. I hope it was helpful for you. I'm Matt at eq4peace.com.org. Sorry, .org, eq4 the number 4 peace.org. And write to me if you want to. Go to eqforpeace.org. We got a lot of cool information there. And keep giving yourself permission to feel, because if you feel it, you can heal it. If you don't feel it, it's tough to heal it. So thank you for listening. Best wishes to you, and good luck. Bye.
You have been listening to Feel It to Heal It with your host, Matt Perelstein, creating peace inside and around us with emotional intelligence, EQ. Remember that your thoughts and feelings matter more than you ever realized to guide your actions and create peace, purpose, and power in life. You can catch prior episodes on the web at eqforpeace.org and on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and more.